In a peaceful village nestled within the mountains of Japan, there was a young man named Takashi. Takashi was like many others, hardworking, kind, and eager to live a good life. But there was something that set him apart. Despite his best efforts, Takashi struggled with an intense fear of problems. Even the smallest obstacles seemed like insurmountable mountains, casting long shadows over his life. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Takashi sat by the river that flowed through his village. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, but Takashi could see only darkness. His mind was clouded with worries. What if he failed in his work? What if his friends abandoned him? What if his future was filled with hardship and suffering? The what-ifs seemed endless, and the weight of them pressed down on him, making him feel small and powerless. As he stared into the flowing water, lost in his thoughts, an old man approached. This was Master Kenzo, a monk from the nearby temple, known throughout the village for his wisdom. He often wandered through the village, offering guidance to those in need. But today, it seemed he had come specifically for Takashi. "Why do you sit here alone, looking so troubled?" Master Kenzo asked, his voice calm and soothing. Takashi looked up, startled at first, but then sighed deeply. "Master, I am afraid. My life is full of problems, and I don't know how to face them. They seem too big, too overwhelming. I fear that I am not strong enough to overcome them." Master Kenzo nodded thoughtfully. "Come with me," he said, without hesitation. "There is something I want to show you." Curious, and with little else to lose, Takashi followed the monk along the riverbank. The sun had dipped below the horizon, and the first stars were beginning to twinkle in the evening sky. The air was cool, and the only sound was the gentle murmur of the river flowing beside them. After a short walk, they arrived at a clearing where the river widened and slowed. Here the water was calm, reflecting the moon and stars like a mirror. In the center of the river stood a large rock, and around it the water gently swirled, never stopping, never hesitating. Master Kenzo stopped and gestured toward the rock. "What do you see, Takashi?" Takashi looked at the scene before him. "I see a rock in the middle of the river," he replied, somewhat puzzled. "Yes," said the monk, "but look closer. The rock is solid, immovable, and yet the river continues to flow. It does not stop or turn back. It finds a way around the obstacle, continuing on its path." Takashi watched the water for a moment, noticing how effortlessly it moved around the rock, how it adapted and flowed without resistance. It was as if the rock wasn't even there. A small inconvenience in the grand journey of the river. "Life is like this river," Master Kenzo continued, his voice deep with meaning. "Problems are the rocks in your path. They may seem big, solid, and overwhelming, but you are the river, Takashi. You are not meant to stop or be defeated by these obstacles. Instead, you must learn to flow around them, to find your way forward no matter what stands in your way." Takashi felt a flicker of understanding, but his doubts lingered. "But Master," he asked, "how can I be like the river? I am just one man, and my fears are so strong. What if I am not capable of overcoming these problems?" Master Kenzo smiled gently, sensing the young man's struggle. "Let me tell you a story," he said, guiding Takashi to sit by the river's edge. From this point onward, the story continues, capturing the audience with emotion and realism, showing Takashi's journey from fear to self-belief.